LMC casts a wide net over the Sound Shore to bring you local event info, profiles, and conversations. Recorded in the heart of the village in Mamaroneck Cinemas at the studio on the Avenue, LMC Media brings you the LMC Cast Community Profiles.
Hello and welcome to LMC Cast Community Profiles. I'm your host, Henley Evans, coming to you from the studio on the Avenue. Today, I'm here with Josh Dews from Stockroom Records.
Hello, Henley.
It's so great to have you here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So could you give me the basics of Stockroom Records to start?
Yeah, absolutely. So Stockroom Records is not your regular recording studio. It's right down the street, actually, on Boston Post Road. It's a recording studio, a creative collective. It's kind of become like a community hub for like local artists and people that just know they've had that in them that they need to create. They know they need to unleash it, and they know they have it in them, but they don't have a place. So you come to Stockroom Records, we bring your musical creations to life. And not only is it just a recording studio, we throw live like open mics, we throw shows, we have a podcast. We're all about putting good content out. And yeah, it's been fun. It's been a fun ride.
And where did the idea for this business start?
That's a great question, Henley. You are on your game. I love it. Actually, I've always been an artist myself, making music. And I was living in LA for a little bit, and I had moved back here. I'm from New York, from Dobbs Ferry. And I had moved back. I was staying at my parents' house at like 26 years old or something. And I was like, I gotta do something. I gotta figure it out. So it was actually in the stock room of my parents' dance studio. My parents own a dance studio in Scarsdale. So I was just like, I want to just take this recording stuff more seriously. So I had this whole vision of opening a recording studio in the stock room of my parents' dance studio. And I cleared out all the space. I was taking it really seriously. And I think we had like a couple sessions in there. And then I think my dad was like, nah, you cannot do this. People coming and going out of a stock room. It's a kid's dance studio. Yeah. So that's when I was like, all right, I'm getting out. I'll do my own thing then. And I was looking on the internet and I found this place over in Mamaroneck. I signed the lease the same day. And the name of Stockroom Records stuck because it was born in the stockroom of Central Park Dance, my parents' dance studio.
That's great, because my next question was going to be where the name came from.
That's exactly where it was.
And are you still producing music?
Do everything.
Everything?
Absolutely. We have sessions, on a nightly basis, daily basis. So whatever the project may be, we'll take that project on. I now have a team of people that are better than me at engineering and producing and what have you. So they do a lot of the work too, depending on which artist and what the project is. Were you asking like
yourself?
Myself?
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Josh Dews, Dooz on all music platforms. Yeah, I make music.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. And how is it that being an artist yourself influenced the business idea?
Well, I think I've always had the attitude of like I used to be a yoga teacher.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I guess I still am certified, but so I took a lot of yoga, and then I was like, I want to teach yoga. I want to be on the other side of this. I don't know. Whenever I do something, I just want to be like, all right, I could do that kind of thing. So I was an artist going to studios and paying for studio time and seeing like, oh, wow, it's not that hard not that it's not that hard, but like you can do it. You can just make music if you want. So I was going to these studios and paying for a lot of studio time. And then I was like, I want to get on the other side of this. Let me open up a studio. And I could just have a studio to go to all the time, and I could make some money and build something bigger for the community. So yeah, it all stemmed from me being an artist. Mm-hmm. But I guess I've always had the mentality of like, yeah, I'm going to do that myself.
How was being a yoga instructor? How did that turn into becoming a musical artist?
No, I don't necessarily think it was like led into one another. I don't know. It was just my journey of life, which is actually, I don't know, leads me to a point I would like to make, actually. My next thing We could talk about it later. It's going to be called the Good Stock Shop, or like the Good Stock Expansion. Good Stock is like my tagline / like a brand under the umbrella of Stockroom Records. And it's just like, hey, that's good stock. Like something that's good vibrations, good vibes, higher vibrations. Anyway, I want to merge the orchestra of wellness and creativity together. So like spirituality, like connecting with yourself, connecting with a higher source, whatever it is, being inspired to that. I think we can make our best art if we could channel into that, you know? So I guess the yoga, maybe, I don't know. I went through a breakup probably when I was younger, and I was trying to heal myself by doing yoga and all that. And it was just my life journey. And then, yeah, I don't know. That was it. I don't think the music necessarily went hand in hand. Actually, wow. One of my very good friends who I met on the yoga training, he was an artist. He invited me to my first session in a recording studio up in Rhode Island. So maybe, I don't know. You see how everything happens for a reason?
Maybe we found the connection.
Exactly. So he really introduced me to taking music more seriously.
Very cool. Very cool. And what would you say your end goal is for Stockroom Records, like your hopes for the community and stuff like that?
Well, Stockroom Records is just the start of this empire I'm trying to build, and I think we're doing it. The end goal with Stockroom Records, there's no end goal. I guess the moon is the end goal, maybe. But no, it's more like I want to turn it into a fully functioning record label where we give, you know, top talented artists a platform to distribute, promote, you know, get their music out there to the world, and, you know, a reputable kind of record label. Not only that, I want to be like a media mogul, you know, have episodes of shows. Just, you know, there's no limit. There's no boundaries or box on what we can do with Stockroom Records.
Right.
Yeah, I see in your eyes, you're like, I want to be a part of this. Yeah.
And what kind of artists have you had already record?
A little bit of everything. I don't discriminate. Whoever, if you pay for studio time and come in and you're respectful and you're not like, you know, being too much of a diva or being mean, like, let's just make music and bring your music to life. I think it started off pretty hip hop heavy, and it's still got that like hip hop, but we have everything. Last night we had a jazz quartet in, all like trumpet and a whole horn section, and they just rehearsed in there. Then we have like dad cover bands all around Larchmont, the Mamaroneck area. Stockroom Records, if you want the coolest rehearsal space, or if you want to record your demos. Anyway.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of everything. We had an audio book. This lady, actually, I think from Larchmont, she's famous. She's famous on Instagram, like 1.2 million followers.
Wow.
Adulting with she's like a mom. She has like a famous Instagram about being a mom. Adult with I think her name is Carrie. I don't know. Whatever. They recorded like a audiobook and a podcast at our studio. So it's like there's no limit.
And that's that empire that you're talking about, just having a bunch of different kinds of people supporting your one recording studio?
Yeah, well, that's mainly, no, that's the bread and butter of like them paying for studio time and coming in, and then we do our service to help bring your vision to life. And we use our skill set and our team and our equipment to bring your vision to life. The empire I have in mind is to turn it into a fully functioning, not only record label, where we're like getting our artists out there and performing with the top of the top. Like, that's what I want. I want it to also be like a media kind of, I don't know, like where we have our own podcast and our own shows that we have. We have our own live music shows. We have our own open mics we throw. I just want to turn it into a whole like media mogul kind of thing. Maybe like almost how Barstool Sports is, but like without objectifying women and degenerate sports gambling. Like more like a higher vibration, higher conscious living.
Right.
But
And
in terms of like the media aspect that
Right.
Barstool Sports does.
And so what do you do? You mentioned that you have a podcast. What kind of stuff do you do on that?
Well, I try to make it like a platform for local artists to come in and kind of highlight and showcase them as a person and then their art. They come on the podcast, we talk, I usually have a couple guests with me, like co-hosting, and then we just dive into it. I ask them deep questions about themselves, about their artistry. We get lost in the sauce and conversation, and then in mid-conversation or wherever it happens, I'll be like, yeah, let me hear something actually. Break it down. Like I had the kids of Monarch Road who have been interning at Stockroom on the podcast. And then mid-conversation, I just was like, let me hear something actually. And they just had everything ready and they jammed out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have artists like Freestyle on there,
Very cool.
Yeah.
And what would you say the added benefit is to having something like Stockroom Records in our community?
Like I said, I think it's first off hip. It's pretty cool. It's hip. It's not like your old farty kind of, I don't know, like studio or whatever it is. It's a hip happening place in Mamaroneck. It's a local hub for creativity and thriving, like people find themselves in the doors of Stockroom Records. If you were to ever come through Henley, make some music, I don't know what you do. You open the doors, you could feel the energy. There's something special going on there. And I think it's because people feel comfortable and they find confidence in there to like unleash the art that they've been holding on to. So I think that's pretty good for the community if people can unleash that. We need to relax our shoulders more and drop your guard a little bit and have a safe sanctuary to be able to do that. So that's good for the community.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And do you guys have any upcoming events?
Yeah, actually tonight I'm going to an award dinner. I was named top 20 young professionals under 35 years old in Westchester. Yeah, so I'm going to that tonight. I don't know if that's an event. We have the Best of Westchester dinner. Stockroom Records got named Best of Westchester for 2024. So that's coming in July. I don't think I was supposed to say that yet. So it's all good. Everyone will find out soon enough. But our big event that we got coming up. Good Stock, the Gemini edition. It's to celebrate my 30th birthday and to have a live showcase of all our hottest up-and-coming artists in the 914. That will be Saturday, June 29th at the Yonkers Brewing Company, thanks to the 914 Collective. Shout out to AJ. I think he's been here before. Yeah, that'll be a fun time. So if anybody wants to come out for a live electric night of live music, dance, DJs, stand-up comedy, maybe a couple drinks, I don't know, come out to the Yonkers Brewery Saturday, June 29th. Follow Stockroom Records 914 on Instagram to stay up to date with the details.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, it's been great talking to you today.
Henley, it has been a pleasure. Do you make any music?
I don't make any music.
No?
No.
All right, well, everyone has it in there. If you could talk, you could sing, I think.
Maybe I'll have to come and see if
you
the
gotta.
vibes bring out
That's
something
what I'm
in
saying.
me.
That'll be the ultimate experiment. That's
Okay.
it.
All right.
All right, Henley. It's been a
Okay.
pleasure.
Great to meet you.
Pleasure. Pleasure's all mine.
Thank you for listening to LMC Cast Community Profiles. Again, I'm Henley Evans coming to you from the studio on the Avenue, and this is Josh Dews from Stockroom Records.
Thank you for listening to the LMC Cast Community Profiles, produced at LMC Media's studio on the Avenue. Visit lmcmedia.org to book your time in this state-of-the-art convenient location, walkable from the Metro North train station on Mamaroneck Avenue. You can also support this nonprofit media center at lmcmedia.org/donate.